So back at the end of June, start of July, I was privileged enough to be one of the members of the mission team to travel to Stockton, California. So the missionaries there are Justin and Ashley Guest, and if you've been involved with missions, their name goes back a long ways. They were the missionaries we first worked with when we established a presence in Honduras 10 years ago. So they have moved on and are at a new project in Stockton, California, and they wanted First Church to be the first team to come and visit them and work with them, so that was quite a privilege. So before we talk about it, I want to thank anybody who had any role whatsoever in that trip. It takes a lot of people, a lot of moving parts over a lot of time to put a team together. So in any way you were involved, thank you, whether that was helping with any of the fundraisers, donating any of your treasures for our rummage sale, supporting the missions in general, praying for us before, during, and after. Those prayers were necessary, they were felt, they were appreciated. So thank you for any role you played. So I've been privileged enough to do a number of missions, and you come back and say, how was it? What'd you do? Well, I've learned a number of things with missions. There is work. And it varies from team to team. Maybe it's construction, exciting stuff. You build things, schools, houses. Sometimes it's renovation of existing things that are just old, worn out. Sometimes it's just routine maintenance. Sometimes it's disaster relief, or maybe it's working with some disadvantaged populations. So we got to do a little of several of those in Stockton. So there's always work, and the work's important because it helps the missionaries. We're a mission team. We're long-term partners with them. We want to empower and equip them to be able to essentially put themselves out of business. That's our goal. That's their goal. We want to help them enough to empower people that they work with to raise up. Okay? So the work is important, but it's every bit as important to remember that we're following that great commission. Go out, Jesus said. Love God, love people, be my hands and feet. And I'm hoping that we accomplish some of that, being God's hands and feet. So you learn, don't go to a mission trip with expectations, because they're going to be wrong. It's going to be harder than you think, but it's going to be more rewarding than you could ever imagine, these short-term trips. You also don't go with an agenda. You have to be flexible. Things change. These are people, these are centers. It's unpredictable. You don't go with an agenda. You go with the goal of servitude, to be the hands and the feet, to do what is necessary to help empower and equip the missionaries to work. And another of the most important things that we believe as a church is we go to build relationships, to work with the missionaries, to become long-term partners with them. And we had the opportunity to connect with a lot of kids here. And Ty can talk a little bit about that and just the importance that having an adult in a kid's life can make. So, Ty, can you share a little?
Thank you. Yeah, so as Randy said, I guess we kind of had our own expectation of what we might see whenever we got there. And it turned out that it was nothing like what we were thinking. I bet the smartest way we were able to go about it was whenever we showed up was with an open and willing heart and ask them, what do you need most? What do you want? What is going to benefit you guys the most? And they have a lot of open space, and they have a lot of plans, like we were saying, Justin and Ashley Guest, they're taking over and the center, and they're starting missions teams, and they're going to be doing it more regularly, and they have a lot of plans for their community as far as outreach, even for adults as well. So it was an honor to be a part of that, to have that opportunity. A lot of the kids that are coming to the center now, they live primarily it's a homeless environment for a lot of them. The entire city around them it's comprised mostly of homeless. There's a lot of addiction on the streets, gang violence, and so as you can imagine, that's not real healthy environment. So they come into the center, they get help with homework, they get help with just life skills, healthy, adults investing into their lives, and so they have a lot of hopes and I was just really thankful, and I too thank you guys all so much for supporting the team. If you could only just see what all we do down there and the lives that we're improving. And another unique thing I liked about this was that I noticed First Church doesn't just go here and help in any way they think. They stay connected. They stay connected to these missions, and so it's throughout the year. Some of them are messaging some of us on our phones throughout the year, just letting us know how everything's going. And it's a constant back and forth commitment, from First Church. And so I'll let Randy tell you a little bit about one of the families that was benefited already just from us being down there.
Well, a few weeks ago, we heard a story about how First Church was able to not just change, but save a life of a young woman down in Tolanga, Honduras. So, if there's ever any wonder, does this work? Does this impact people? So we can't say names, but a couple of the young men in this picture are brothers, and they've been, their family has really struggled economically for years, bouncing from couch to couch. And we found out just last week their family was able to obtain some housing. Fabulous. But after years of that lifestyle, they have very little. So they contacted the church, talked to the mission board, and the mission board agreed to release some funds that they keep, emergency funds for this sort of thing. So you all helped this family get furniture. They have beds that they can sleep in. They have a sofa that they can sit on. They have a table where they can sit and eat and interact as a family. That changes lives. So once again, thank you for supporting the missions. Thank you for supporting this in general. And pay attention in the next couple of months as we establish some dates for next year's local, national, and international mission teams. So thank you.